Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another episode of Scientology Secrets. I've got my lovely wife Claire here today.
Hey, hey, hey. Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. We rarely do an episode during the week these days, and Scientology's been busy little bees this week, and
they know how to show us that they've missed us and motivate us to do more. So here we are.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to do a live. We're going to give people a chance, and as soon as I hit the go live button, then YouTube emails or notifies people that we're doing a live. So we give a few minutes to let everybody get in here, and when we do that, we find out where everybody's calling from or watching from or listening.
It's like our own version of curtain, or like get prepared for the show, folks.
Yeah, but so if we'll put up some of those here real quick.
Oh, I'm reading them. Yep.
Yeah, that's how we do this. I put them up.
Gretchen Philly, greetings from the city of brotherly love, except for the part near the Scientology org. That part is just void of all goodness. Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Gretchen.
Yep. Harvey Denton, hello from England, where it's almost midnight. Wow. Thanks for joining us, Harvey. Anita, hi from the Netherlands. Netherlands in the house. Yay. Betsy Sue, just call me Betsy. Greetings from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Awesome. Droppin' Bombadillos. Hello from Ludington, Michigan. Mary Kay, hi from New Mexico. Awesome. Chilled Granny, I can't believe it. I made a live chat. Howdy from Duluth, Minnesota. Hi, Chilled Granny. Good to see you. Monkey Paws, hi from Central Victoria, Australia. Nice. Awesome. Tracy Hobart, howdy from Wyoming. Awesome. Mary Kay, I was wondering what was going on with the billboards. Yes, tomorrow we are doing an Aftermath Foundation fundraiser. We will have some very special guests, and we will have a dedicated hour just talking about foundation updates, what we can share about people we've been helping, and all kinds of crazy updates.
That's just another one that was asking about that, so I put it up.
Claire, tomorrow 3 p.m. Yes, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern. Bears Mom, hello everyone. I'm in Indiana. Bears Mom, hello. Joseph Brian Stanley, hi from Rio de Janeiro. Wow,
Rio de Janeiro.
Okay. Picky.
Hamid Upi again.
Poodle Bone, hello from NYC. Oh, like you've never mispronounced anything in your whole entire life. Shannon Graves, hello from Florida. Yay. We're a little feisty today, folks. It's been a long week of work.
TGIF. Oh, and
Jamie.
In case I forget to mention it, as long as you just comment now, you're automatically entered in for the giveaway we always do at the end of the episode. So you don't even have to do a secret word or anything. Just commenting, you're entered in to win.
TGIF from Southern Utah, from Jamie. Coffee first, always. Hello from Melbourne, Australia. So excited to join your life. Love all of your hard work fighting this good fight. Thank you. We appreciate everybody here today, don't we, honey?
We do. And also the Melbourne people appreciate it when you call it Melbourne.
Oh, my goodness.
Not Melbourne.
Seriously. Like, climb back into the box, honey. Damn.
Melbourne. Oh, look at that.
We English folk like to pronounce our letters. Melbourne.
Mitch is here from an undisclosed location.
Oh, Mitch. Yay.
Hey, Mitch.
Hey, Mitch. Mitch has been working on many super secret projects.
Yes, he is. He has been.
He's the best.
Okay. We've got over 100 people in here now. Oh, we've got a few more people here.
Okay. Manchester, UK, my hometown. Jess. Awesome. Barbara, hello from Western New York. Thank you for joining us. Yay. Funny Face 79, love from a rainy Prescott, Arizona. Awesome.
Nice. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's talk about what's happening here.
Yeah,
folks.
Let's have a conversation.
So I don't remember. I think it was in 2023. What?
When you're talking, it's
Oh,
been
sorry, I've
looking
hit
at
the wrong
you.
button. Back in 2023, do you remember what we were doing? We were just doing a lot of YouTube videos. I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
at the
I
time.
remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
So you've had a YouTube channel for, what was it? We just had our 17th year anniversary.
2008, I think is when I started.
Right. But at mid-December 2022, we started doing a lot more on YouTube, and very quickly I was like, hey, wait a minute, you're having way too much fun. Let me join in. And so that's what was going on.
Yeah.
And then in February 2023, for no other good reason,
Yes.
that's when it's the new round of attacks started.
Yeah. So what Scientology did, and we'll put a link into the video. I think it was Mike and I who did a video. Mike Rinder and I did a video where we went through what the Office of Special Affairs, Scientology Spy Wing, formerly known as the Guardian's Office, the same organization that perpetrated the largest infiltration in the United States government in its history. The Office of Special Affairs have a little, you could call it a department or a section within the Office of Special Affairs where they run this thing called the STAD League, Scientologists taking action against discrimination. And for some reason, they call it STAND, even though there's no N word in the abbreviation.
Right. It's very out of character, actually, because Scientology is so good at their acronyms. This one, they just really messed up.
They boofed it, guys. They call it the STAND League, but it's really the STOD League.
STOD.
Anyway, they sent this letter to a whole bunch of my clients, my business clients that I operate totally separate than all this Scientology nonsense.
Yeah, like literally has nothing to do with Scientology.
That's right.
Nothing.
So they sent these letters to a bunch of my clients. And if you're saying, well, how do they know who my clients were? Well, they just went to my company's website. And on our website, we have the profiles of projects that we've done in the past. And so they looked up those clients on our website and then figured out who they could write letters to at those companies. And they started sending these letters. And
because lest we wonder whether they still fair game, of course they do. This is a perfect example.
Yeah. And then do you have the 2023 thing, the names?
Yes.
Can you give it to me?
Yep.
Okay. So then at the end of the letter that they sent to my clients, there were 3 pages of signatories that had about, looks like about 12 people on each page. And there was a total of, what's that, 24. I'm not good at math, but I guess that's, it's like 33 names on the list of signatories at the end of their letter.
Of their cast of bandits, should we call it, as to who's willing to put their name to a letter that is slanderous, false, vindictive, and everything else.
Yeah.
And
It's a misleading, inaccurate letter at best.
yeah, exactly, at best.
But okay, so they did that.
But it is Scientology putting their tax exempt dollars to how they use their tax exempt dollars. Let's not forget that part.
Yeah, you and I are paying for this, for them to do this. We're subsidizing them through the government.
Yeah.
Because they don't pay taxes, blah, 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 blah. Because they're a nonprofit, and they are a tax exempt organization.
Yep.
Okay. So
So we're talking February 2023, just to be very specific.
Yes.
They did a whole round. And at that time, of course, all of Mark's clients just say, what the heck? These guys are maniacs. Are they ever going to leave you alone? Like, that was the flavor of the response to those letters.
Yeah. Of the people that we heard from.
Correct.
So I have to say this because it's a fact. A lot of these projects are projects that we may have done 10 years ago.
Right.
Or some even 15 years ago. And some of the places don't even exist anymore.
Right.
Like they moved to a different building, or they
got
shut down.
gobbled up by another company, their
bought.
company name changed, whatever. There's a billion reasons why the point was the point of the website of your website is to showcase the work that you do.
That we've done in the past.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
it's actually, I think it's even under a section that's called past projects
Yeah.
or project profiles or something like that.
Right.
So, okay. So that happened. We heard from a few of these clients that said, "Hey, we got this letter and what the hell?" And then we answered them, "Oh, my wife and I are part of a nonprofit, and as part of that, we expose Scientology in our free time." And
We
whatever.
volunteer to help people get out of a cult.
We've-
And 9 times out of 10, I think, again, thanks to Leah Remini, Scientology in the Aftermath, most of these people have heard about the crazy abusive practices of Scientology.
In almost all cases, people are aware of Scientology, but not necessarily aware that we had anything to do with that or exposing them or any of that. Because when I go and do a project for somebody as part of my company, we don't talk about that, or it's not part
We don't
of,
lead with that.
it's not-
Hi,
it's not part of the job.
my name is
description.
Claire. I was born into a cult and I escaped in 2005. Please let me help you. That's not how we lead.
Yeah. Okay. So that happened. And we showed the letter. We read the letter online. Again, I'll put a link in the description to the original video so you can hear Mike and I talk about it back in February of 2023.
Yeah. And by the way, many people very kindly provided information and documentation on the cast of bandits that signed that letter.
Oh yeah, that's right. We didn't know who some of these people were. We didn't have their contact info. And so a bunch of viewers of the channel and internet sleuths, part-time internet sleuths, tracked these folks down and to see if they could find out where they were and what they did and all that good stuff. And we got a lot of that, and it was helpful.
Yep.
Now, I think the purpose of this is rides a fine line of illegal misuse of as a nonprofit. It's right on the edge of like, this is obviously trying to
destroy us.
hurt our
They're trying to destroy us, at following the words of L. Ron Hubbard.
yeah, utterly destroy. That's what
Destroy
L. Ron
utterly,
destroy
yes.
utterly is
There you
the
go.
exact quote from L. Ron Hubbard. What you're supposed to do to people that expose Scientology's wrongdoings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Find what they love, destroy it.
Yeah.
Find what they hate, exploit it, destroy them utterly.
Yeah.
Like,
Now, I think what they want to do is they want to bait us into getting into a legal skirmish with them.
completely.
That's ideally what we would do. We would say, hey, you can't mess with us. We're going to come after you legally. And then that opens the door for discovery from their end. It opens the door for discovery for our end. But we are not $1 billion criminal pyramid scheme operating as a religious group in the United States. So we don't have those sort of resources. And it would then take time away from me exposing Claire or I exposing Scientology and working and doing my business and doing these
Spending
things.
time with our family, getting on with our lives, all of those things.
Yeah. So it's basically just in order to distract us from our mission and what we're doing and our lives, and have us kind of sideline us into this legal thing.
Yep.
And additionally, if you're ever in the middle of a legal situation with somebody and you hire an attorney, the first thing the attorneys tell you is to STF you about what you're doing, because that makes it a problem, and it just creates more discovery and more work for the attorneys, and it may or may not give more ammo to either side if you just keep talking about them. So it is also a way that, so if you do get into a legal skirmish with them, you are pretty much sidelined until that legal skirmish is over. And there's not a lot you can sometimes do. And also it depends on your attorneys, and it depends on the case and all this other stuff. But in most scenarios, your lawyer's going to say, well, until this is done, you got to stop talking about them, and you got to stop doing this, because we got to get our shit together and try to figure out what we're going to do against these guys.
Yep. And we know this from 4 years of lawyers telling us we couldn't say anything publicly
Yeah.
from 2009 to 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is not just something we've been advised of. It's something that we lived through.
And we've seen it happen with other people. And also, this is another byproduct of this sometimes happening is, let's say we do. The reason I'm telling you guys all this is because this is commonly brought up in the comments. Oh, you should sue them. Oh, you should do this. You should do that. And the reason that we do not do that is because of what we're telling you right now. But the other thing that happens is if we do end up suing Scientology and they basically have to fold and settle, there are certain scenarios which at a certain point, your law firm that would represent us, they make you sign an agreement saying if there is a viable settlement on the table, that you will not only accept the settlement, but you will also accept the terms of the settlement. And if you do settle a legal case with Scientology, in almost all cases, you're going to have to sign a gag order that you're no longer going to talk about Scientology. They're going to give you tens of millions of dollars, and then you're going to be done. And then that's the end of it. So that's another good reason for them to kind of get us into that arena, so that if they can't ruin us utterly by sucking all our time and money into a lawsuit,
They would love to silence us utterly.
Yeah.
Believe you me.
the worst case scenario is that we win and then they silence us through a settlement.
Mhm.
So anyway, so that's that. Okay, so that's February 2023. Okay, yesterday, I was traveling all week doing a project. I was building some stuff for a music museum, and we finished that. That went well. We finished that on Thursday, and we came back Thursday night, and then Claire told me, "Hey, just so you know, I got an email from one of your past clients, and they got a letter from the Stand League again." And I was like, "Oh, great. What's it now?" And essentially, it was the exact same letter that they sent before, but they modified the signet. They added a bunch of people to the signature page on the back, and they added a lot of people that we knew. We didn't know we knew a few of the people that was on the original list,
Yes.
but they added some more people. And then they also changed some of the names of the people that were on the list before, which
Mhm.
is also sort of odd. And we're going to go through all that.
You know me. I love an audit.
But Claire is a bookkeeper. So she did A/B. She compared everything to
Yep.
see what the differences
They
were.
conveniently switched everything around. There's no making it easy. And they did add 2 paragraphs to the letter. I
Okay.
will say that.
Why don't we just bring up the letter?
Okay.
You want to do that?
Sure.
Let me just make sure I get the right page of the letter. Okay, so here's the letter. Let's see. Oh, geez, we're small now.
Yeah.
There we go.
We
Now-
redacted it for
there we go.
obvious reasons.
Yeah,
Okay. So you want me to read this?
sure.
Stand League is the Anti-Defamation League of the Scientology religion, and we write on behalf of all Scientologists to inform you that Marc Headley, a virulent anti-religious bigot, publicly brags about work he has done with your brand, thereby destroying your company's reputation. Seriously.
Yeah.
For example, attached is a picture Headley proudly posted of himself online and which is currently circulating the internet. Now, currently, let's just talk about the use of the word currently.
This was from 2005.
And you posted it in 2012. Tell our viewers why you posted that picture in 2012.
There was a person who was working for OSA who
You
used to be a very good friend of mine.
You can name him.
His name is Eric Geisler. We call him Eric Speisler. He was a spy for the Office of Special Affairs, and he had this photo. And when I was exposing Scientology, and I think we were actually in the middle of the lawsuit with Scientology during this time in 2012 when this whole thing went down, and he basically sent me this picture and said, "Hey, if you don't stop, we wouldn't want any of this stuff to get out."
Yeah.
And then he sent this picture to me in the text chain. And so then I just went online and took the picture and put it on Facebook and said, hey, this is a picture somebody's going to try to blackmail me with.
Because you never had this picture
I
before
never-
this time.
Yeah.
No. Here, hold on. Back up a second. So, so our lawsuit was done by this time. It had just finished, and you had posted online saying, you know what, we're done with the lawsuit. Now we can talk again. So I've done an outline of book 2 of Blown for Good, Behind the Iron
That's
Curtain of Scientology.
right.
And you said, these are all the characters, because some of the stories of what has happened to us since leaving Scientology are even crazier, though some of it is even crazier than what happened to us when we were in.
That's
And
right.
you named some specific people, and he was on that list, which is what prompted him to threaten you with release of, you wouldn't want this photo to get out. And you were like, actually, I don't mind.
Yeah. I was like,
And you posted it.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'll put it up.
Way to preempt it there.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
that's
that's the context.
yes, that is the context.
Yeah. So as you can see from the text beneath the photo, Headley posted, quote, my birthday 2005 might have had one too many. Okay. Let's just say for context,
Hmm.
you escaped, or we both escaped the headquarters in January 2005.
Yeah.
This was May 2005, your very first birthday free of Scientology. Okay, you got drunk. Wow. And guess what, folks? It's 20 years later.
Yeah. It's 2025 now. So that picture was from 2005. And also, to be fair, it's a pretty epic birthday. Okay. I mean, I don't mind saying I didn't know who a lot of these people were at the time, but you know who was at my birthday? The band 311 played. The Kardashians were there. They weren't there for my
Wasn't
birthday.
it, what's the designer?
It was our friend of ours. His name was Christian, and he had this new clothing line coming out called Ed Hardy.
There we go.
And it was at the Ed Hardy fashion release party when the brand was going to go public and they were going to start selling stuff. And it was in Hollywood, and it was at Hollywood and Vine, which, if you know Hollywood, Hollywood and Vine is a very famous intersection on Hollywood Boulevard. And on the opposite side of that block is the Scientology middle management headquarters, which is known within the organization as the HGB, or the Hollywood Guarantee Building, which is at Hollywood and Ivar, the next street over from Vine. So it was in May. It was May 21st, which is my actual birthday. And we were invited to this party. And since it was my birthday, I mean, and there's an open bar, and, you know, some of my old Scientology friends that were spying on me and taking pictures of me while I was passed out on Hollywood Boulevard were also there with me.
Such great friends.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
Anyway, so we went to this party, and because I grew up in Scientology and in the Sea Org for many, many years, not a lot of drinking going on. And so I didn't know.
And you were
That
malnourished at
Well-
the time, so the alcohol hit differently than it
No.
does.
No, I was perfectly nourished by the time this happened.
Okay, fine.
But I didn't know that 15 rum and cokes was too many rum and cokes. That's the problem I had. Okay.
There's one way to learn that, isn't there?
I do now know. It
Yeah.
wasn't tequila, it wasn't vodka, it was rum. Rum was my drink of choice at the time.
Mhm.
I have switched to another drink, water. But yes, so it was an amazing party. It was a great time. Okay. So that happened. And then later on came this, hey, we wouldn't want this photo to get out. The photo went out.
And
I
then-
put it out.
Yeah,
and-
so you put it out in 2012, and then 2023, I guess OSA finally got around to figuring out that they wanted to silence us. So finishing off this letter here,
yeah.
they said and so this is April 17th, as in yesterday.
Yes.
As you can see, the CEO of the company currently using you as a public reference is lying in his own vomit, passed out in the gutter on Hollywood Boulevard. Is this something you want associated with your brand? And then now for the two new paragraphs, which are amazingly culty
Mhm.
and ridiculous. As you know, Marc Headley works in audiovisual installation. Judge,
That's also a weird way to
It's so
say it.
weird.
It's a foreigner wrote this.
yeah, completely. They don't even know
Because
how to
that's-
speak of the English.
You wouldn't write it like that. That's
Yeah.
it's a little weird.
Judge O'Scanlan of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals found that, quote, Mark left the Church of Scientology in January 2005 after being told that he was under investigation for embezzlement, unquote.
Yeah, they use that as the judge said it,
Right.
but that he's just saying what the case history. He's just reading
Correct.
the case history.
Yeah, because also we'll reference again, as we've referenced many times, the judge also said in that same ruling, had we pursued other causes of action, such as false imprisonment, assault and battery, etc., we may have fared differently.
Yes.
Okay. Next sentence. That embezzlement was of, quote, $15,490 of the church's AV. Okay, so hold on.
Yeah.
I brought some extra documentation here just for giggles. This is Mark's SP declare from January 2005, which references none other than $750. So we've got some mathematical problems happening in the Office of Special Affairs.
And when it says AV, that's shipping and eBay fees.
Correct. Yeah. And even when you were there, what was it they told you? $250, which you offered to pay with your back pay that they were holding. And they said, no, you can't do that. Okay. Back to the letter. You may want to reach out to Mark at Mark's email to instruct him to stop using your company's good name as a form of self-promotion at your expense. Newsflash, OSA. They sent your letter straight to us and said, quote, these folks are batshit crazy, unquote. There you go.
That did happen.
It did happen.
Okay, so that's the letter. And then I keep getting this weird layout here. Okay, good. And then on the next page is the photo. Just posted the pic to Facebook. That's Facebook. That's my ex account back at the time. And then it has all these people that signed. Okay, so we
figured we would tell everyone who's been added to their cast of bandits, right?
Well, this is the 2003,
yes,
2023 list.
Yeah, and so the two names circled there, interestingly, are no longer on the cast of bandits.
Yeah.
So what's it say? Ellis Craig and
James Lowell.
Lowell.
Yeah,
if you have escaped and you would like to talk to us about this letter, do reach out.
Yeah. For some reason, those two people were removed from the second letter, but everybody who's circled on this list also appears on the next list. Now, this one is very interesting.
Yeah.
This person's name in the first letter is called Ingrid Rogers. Now, just remember that we talked about, as she says, she's from Los Angeles, producer, actress, mother, wife, champion of truth, Scientologist.
Champion of truth. Have you met one of those before, honey?
I've actually not ever met a champion of truth. Do they get it like in a medal ceremony?
Do they have like a special uniform?
I don't know. Champions of truth.
I don't know.
Okay, now here.
I wonder if they get a salary.
Here is the. Okay, and also, by the way, how many people did we hear from that got that letter? 2 or 3? I don't remember on that. I know we heard from at least one.
2. I remember one said, wow, these guys are crazy. Will they ever leave you alone?
Yeah.
Another one said, wow, where's this guy?
Yeah, they said, where's this guy? Where was this guy when he was doing the installations?
Yeah.
And they didn't put the letter, they just put the picture up on the staff notice board saying Mark from the company that I work at.
I think there was at least 2 others that notified us that they had received that letter.
So let's say a handful of them reached out to us and said, hey, just so you know, I got this letter. And I won't tell you which client, but I will tell you that the next time that I went and did a job at that place, or a time when I had to go back and do a job at that place, they asked me if they could take me to dinner and maybe ask me some questions about the crazy place, about Scientology.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, okay, yeah, no problem. Fine. So we did go back to that place. We did go to dinner, and we were having dinner. We were having a good time. They introduced me to the mayor of the town at that dinner. Like they brought the mayor to the table and said, "Oh, this is Mark. He was on this TV show. Da, 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 da. He's doing some work for us." And then we went when we sat back down at the table and we were continuing eating. One of the people at the place said, "Hey, is it okay if we ask you some of those questions now?" We were pretty much done eating, and it was just at the end we're just yapping. And then this guy, he pulled out of his. I said, "Yeah, sure, no problem. Whatever you want." He pulls out a bunch of pieces of paper all folded up, legal size, like 3 or 4 pages of questions. And everybody at this table started laughing like, "Dude, whoa, slow your roll." It was a lot anyway, but we had a great time. I told them all kinds of crazy Tom Cruise and John Travolta stories and David Miscavige, fake Navy Davy. Told them all kinds of crazy stories. Okay, so then fast forward. Also, we just kept working, like whatever. We kept doing YouTube. We kept doing whatever we were doing. We kept doing the Aftermath Foundation stuff.
Yeah, because really the goal of it is to shut us up and silence us, or I don't know. I will say though that there's part of me that goes, what? They want us to quit our day jobs and do nothing but expose Scientology full time?
That's what I brought up at the time, guys. I said, listen, if you take out my day job, then I'll just do this as my whole job. I actually really do enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's fun.
especially enjoy helping people.
Yeah.
GTFO.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that I will do any day of the week for no money whatsoever.
When somebody calls us and they say they watched one of our videos or they read my book or they saw the billboard or whatever the situation is, and they say that they've now left Scientology, in some cases, their whole family got out of Scientology, I get a warm, fuzzy feeling inside. That's just what happens. That's just me. Okay. That's just me. I figure with all the trouble and all the suffering and the 15 years of being in the Sea Org and growing up in Scientology
and losing all of our family
Yeah.
and having to start over with nothing but $20 in our pocket from absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
All of that and being spied on and the least we could do is help someone else.
That's right. So when they
Get
say
out.
you helped me, it kind of is like, okay, I did all that. Like I did all that and I made the right decision.
Yep.
And now it's worth it. And then it kind of re-energizes me to keep doing it.
Yep.
Okay. So we've been doing it this whole time. We ain't stopped.
Yep.
Okay. Now something happened in the last month or two that's got them all aflutter. Okay. I don't know if it was the fake Navy Davy dolls that we're selling. Shout out to the SP shop. You get yourself a fake Navy Davy doll or a Captain Chucklesworth or whatever you want to call him.
Mm-hmm.
Fake Space Navy, whatever it is. I don't know if it was that. I don't know if it was the Scientology Secrets story that we're doing now, where we're talking about Lord Xenu and the Body Thetans. Have I ever mentioned that would be a great band name? I don't know if it was.
I don't know. Have you?
I don't know if it was the billboards, which we put up all over Los Angeles, the Aftermath Foundation
that's what
billboards.
I'm betting on. That's what I'm betting on.
I know, but we don't know for sure.
We don't.
Okay.
We don't.
So listen, OSA, you got us. Okay.
Can you drop us a memo?
We know
Tell
we
us
did
what's
something.
Getting you a flutter, as Mark says.
We know we did something. We don't know what it was. So here's the deal. We know it was one of those things, right?
Yep.
It was probably the billboards.
Probably.
We're going to keep doing more billboards. And we have
There's 3 billboards, which we're going to talk about this tomorrow in great detail. And I have video and pictures now. But there are, the billboards are very strategically placed, not to Pack Now, which is where they really got a flutter with the immediate erection of a scissor lift. But
you said erection, babe.
That's what you do to a scissor lift. You erect it.
Okay, take it easy there.
Okay.
Slow your roll there,
Okay.
Ginge.
But these billboards are unavoidable all around where the Sea Org members live. So like the closest Starbucks to the berthing, the lodging where all the Sea Org members live, it has Mike's billboard.
Yeah, we gotta save that for tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll save it for tomorrow. Anyhow, I'm pretty sure that's what has
Okay.
got them worked up.
But it could also be Scientology Secrets episodes,
Mhm,
because we're
true.
just figuring out all the things that they don't want people to know. We're just going to tell those things in specific videos, and we're going to call them Scientology Secrets. One of the biggest Scientology secrets is if you leave Scientology and you say anything about Scientology, they're going to come after you, and they're going to send people you do business with letters and send them silly pictures of you passed out on Hollywood Boulevard. Okay.
Yep.
So this is getting its own episode, but we're going to keep doing the billboards. That's going to happen. We're going to keep doing the Scientology Secrets episodes. We're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep fundraising for the aftermath, and we're going to still help people get out of Scientology. We're still going to do all that too.
Yep.
And we're still going to sell. Where are they? Where is he? We're still going to sell these little guys. Fake Space Navy Davies. Captain Chucklesworth. Whatever you want to call him.
Yep.
Captain Giggle's not a lot. We're going to keep doing all that stuff. And if you want to send letters, guys. Like I said, if you take out my day job, which, I mean, anybody
By guys, you mean OSA.
Yeah.
Not our viewers.
No. OSA. If you guys want to keep doing that, then keep doing it. Most of the people, I don't know how to explain this. Most people who know me, this is me. This is the same Mark you get when I come and do your job. I don't talk about Scientology, but I'm here to do a job. We're going to do an amazing job. We're going to get the job done, and you're going to be happy with it, and you're going to love me, and we're probably going to go out to eat. And we're going to have some drinks, and we're going to have a good time, at least once or twice while I'm there doing the job.
Yep.
And you're going to possibly Google me, and you're going to then ask me about the Scientology stuff, and I'm going to tell you all about it, and I'm going to tell you some crazy stories. I'm going to give you a copy of my book, and that's how my clients end up knowing more about this without even OSA telling them.
Correct.
Like, sometimes they Google, I don't know if everybody does this, but in my case, when I show up, usually somebody there will have Googled me, and then they will tell me, hey, I know this is a little awkward. It's always a little awkward. They say, I know this is a little awkward, but I saw that you were on that TV show.
Yep. So can I share the response that I send to most people that email us about this letter?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for forwarding. Yes, I know what this is about. Mark and I were both born into Scientology and escaped their headquarters in 2005. Since then, we've been speaking out as whistleblowers and victim advocates, and we both serve on a 501c3 nonprofit that helps people get out of Scientology and start new lives. For example, I testified as an expert witness on Scientology in the Danny Masterson trial in May 2023. You can learn more about our work here, blownforgood.com. Scientology has had slanderous hate websites running about us since 2010. Mark and I appeared in 3 seasons of Leah Remini's Scientology in the Aftermath. Needless to say, they don't appreciate our work to expose their abusive practices. They've been sending similar letters to some of our clients. Glad to answer any questions you may have.
Nice. That's a perfect response, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so that's what's happening. Now, there's not really, it's news that obviously we have hit a vein. They're doing stuff again. They never took down all the hate websites about me. They never took down their accounts. They have a lot of accounts on X that spread lies, and they have weird videos they post up there and stuff like that. They didn't stop any of that. But the fact that they're now sending clients letters again means that they're actively attacking. The other thing that they just started doing is the Stand League has started some sort of YouTube channels where they have been posting shorts of the videos that appear on the Scientology hate websites.
Mm-hmm.
And that started about a week or 2 ago. Somebody sent me a thing saying, hey, these new channels are firing up and they're starting to run shorts.
Yep.
And that was the other thing that we thought, is that we have hundreds of videos where we've talked about Scientology on the channel. If you want to know about Scientology, chances are we've talked about the thing you want to know about at least 4 or 5 times. We've covered a lot of things over and over again in just different aspects of it, or more stories about the same thing, blah, 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 blah. But we never really do shorts, and we never have really done that. And people are always telling me, why don't you do shorts? Some of these things would make great shorts. And I'm like, I just don't have the time. So we got somebody we thought would be really good at doing it. And he's been doing shorts, and he's been slaying it.
Completely.
He's been putting out, I think, like at least 2 or 3 shorts every single day since we sort of started finding out about it. And the shorts about Lord Xenu that get a lot of views, Tom Cruise, those get a lot of views.
Shelley
and
Miscavige.
Shelley Miscavige. So they get our views in the last month on our channel have more than doubled.
Yep.
In the last month.
Yep.
And we're getting more subscribers, and we're getting more views, and we're putting out more videos. And Claire and I are really only doing it an hour or 2 a week, because we do a video on Sunday, and then sometimes she does an interview or 2 during the week.
Unless OSA pokes the nest,
Yeah.
in which case, here we are doing extra. We would be hanging out with our neighbors right now, trying to wind down after a really long week.
Yeah.
Well, it is snowing.
It is snowing here.
Not be.
So we're fine. That's another great reason. I was like, you know what? It's snowing. We can't do drinks in the driveway. Let's just hang out with everybody on YouTube.
Yeah,
tonight.
let's have an OSA talk.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to talk about the additions,
let's
the new additions.
Yeah. So
There's
we showed
some interesting ones here that you are definitely going to have some comments on.
Yeah. So we got a new list. And now if there's an X through it, then that means they were on the previous list of the 2023 letter. And if these are new folks, and if you guys, I don't know if the same sleuths that were here last time are still here, or if there's new sleuths, feel free to cross-check and see what we can find out about these folks, because there are some very interesting people on this list that are now part of the STAD League. So,
I would say, just to add to that, this is as much about showing the world in general who is putting their names behind this vicious, slanderous, abusive practice of fair game by Scientology. It's also comedic beyond belief, as you will see. And also it's just good to, find out and see who all is involved in this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Alan Earns, Glendale, California. He's an electronics technician, ex-Iowa farm boy, seeker of truth, brother, Scientologist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I gotta just say, we gotta pay attention to these little titles that
Seeker of truth. I hate to break it to you, Alan. You haven't found truth. You haven't.
But he's at least he's looking.
Keep seeking.
He's still looking.
There you go.
But the
He's
best
not a finder of truth.
Wasn't
He's
that
a
other
seeker of truth.
Wasn't that other gal the champion of truth?
Yes.
She was a champion of truth.
Apparently truth is
well, we'll
see.
There's different levels. There's different levels. She's a champion. He's just a seeker. So I'm gonna say seeker is like a swamper. Like that's the lowest rank.
That's the lowest level.
I'm just looking for truth. Okay. I'm not a champion yet. I'm just looking for it.
You know what? If we can't laugh about this nonsense, what the heck can we do?
Okay, so Alan Earns.
Okay, next. Jane Mitchell, Monterey, California. Manager, grandmother, lie exposer, anti-drug volunteer, Scientologist. There you go.
Okay.
Next, Nick Green, Edison, New Jersey. Graphic artist, musician, human rights advocate, inclusive person. Well, you're in the wrong cult. I hate to break it to you. Scientologist. Dr. Dominic Cusano, Chicago, Illinois. Chiropractic doctor, racquetball player, anti-drug champion. I love that racquetball player makes it on the list higher.
Skateboarder.
Than anti-drug champion and Scientologist. That's pretty hilarious. Okay. Barry Coziar, Clearwater, Florida. Okay, yeah, no brainer there. Entrepreneur, marketing guy, children's rights advocate, father, Scientologist. Nicole Weldon, Tahunga, California. Tahunga is probably second to Clearwater in terms of a hotbed of Scientologists.
No, I wouldn't say that. There's just a lot that live there, but not a hotbed.
Not hotbed. Okay, fair enough. Property manager, spiritual counselor, great grandmother, Scientologist. Kay Curtis, Burbank, California, educator, community tutor, dog mom, human rights defender, Scientologist. Jason Efron, Medford, New York, retail manager, father, human rights advocate, Scientologist. Samara Jimenez, Edison, New Jersey, administrator, wife, crafter, truth wanter.
I think it says truth. Is it truth wanter or truth warrior?
It's truth wanter.
No, it's give me that. Give me that.
That's what mine says, unless my glasses are really blurry, which could be. It says truth wanter.
She's right, folks. It says truth.
Truth wanter. Once again, I'm sorry, but you're in the wrong place.
Wanter.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, you
Wow.
cannot make this up. That's why this is ridiculous.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say seeker is higher than a wanter. She
Yeah,
wants the truth.
She wants it, but she's not
he's-
ready to seek for it.
Yeah, he's at least looking for it.
She's what do you call it? Passive. She wants it. She's not into doing anything about it just yet. Dean Hassinger, Lone Oak, Texas, telecommunications technician, father of 3, Scientologist. Andrea Olivo, Moore Park, California, chiropractor, mom, stepmom, wife, gardener, health enthusiast, Scientologist. Wow.
Wait a minute. Oh, I see. She's a mom, but she's also
A stepmom.
stepmom. Is that a
And also she's a wife.
is that a
because,
double duty
you know,
mom?
Yeah, for sure.
If you're a stepmom and you're just a regular mom.
Yeah, it means, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know there was different levels of mom too.
There's all kinds of, yeah. Steve Wagner, Los Angeles, California, researcher, writer, musician, human rights advocate, Scientologist. Oh, and by the way, we should mention, if any of you new people that we're reading out here have since exited the cult of Scientology, reach out to us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now again, I'm on the second page now.
Okay.
The ones that are crossed out are ones that are on the original list.
That's right.
They're still there. If you guys want to look them up or read them, that you can still clearly read it.
Yep.
We didn't cross it out so you couldn't read it. We just crossed it out because they were on the old list.
I was just doing my audit notes.
Okay.
Michael Scanling, Berkeley, California, photographer, hiker, husband, super uncle. Is that what that says?
It does say super uncle.
Oh my God. Ambassador of goodwill, Scientologist. Okay, well, there you have it. Stephanie, I hope it's doing it for you, Michael. Stephanie Stith, San Fernando, California, makeup artist, actress, wife, concerned mother, Scientologist. You know what?
Is
If I
that-
was a mother in Scientology, you have every right to be concerned. You should be watching out for your children and protecting them from the cult of Scientology.
I wonder if that's any relation to Shell Stith. I used to work with Shell Stith.
Yeah.
Maybe that might be her daughter or sister or
Yep.
well, no, it couldn't be her sister because they're all from they have a different last name.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway,
I'll ask her
Stephanie Stith. I bet you it's related. They're related to
We
Shell.
have plenty of people we can ask about
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that's the other thing. We should say that. We talk to Scientologists all the time.
We do. Of
They
course.
write in, they talk to us, even people that are they don't want any help or need anything from the aftermath. They just want to tell us, they just want to give us hot and skinny on what's going on.
Yep.
And so they tell us things. So sometimes when we get these things from Scientologists, there are, depending on where they live and what circle they run in, we can just say, hey, do you know who this person is? They'll be like, oh yeah, that's blah, blah, blah. And then they'll tell us all the juicy gossip that person's like, oh yeah, they got in trouble for this the other day and they had to do amends. And so it's easy. Scientologists, if they're one thing, they do keep track of each other and they do gossip the shit out of about each other.
They
That's
sure
one
do.
thing that happens in there.
Yep. All
Okay,
right,
keep
moving
going.
along. Angela Sharp, Los Angeles, California, real estate professional, aunt, sister, prison counselor, Scientologist. Alexa Alborzi, Redwood City, California, orthodontist, motorcyclist, mother, grandmother, freedom fighter, Scientologist. You should fight for your own freedom if you want to be a freedom fighter. Just saying. Sizu Rakin, Studio City, California, educator, community volunteer, mother, performing artist, Scientologist. Okay. Kathleen Welch, Burbank, California, veterinary hospital, CFO, mother, sister, wife, food drive volunteer, Scientologist. They're definitely getting weaker on their titles. Okay.
Yeah.
moving
Well,
along
there's a
here.
lot. They got to, you couldn't just say blah, 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 mom. That's
I
good
know.
enough.
I know.
You have to go past that.
So this is beyond culty. Carl Miller, Glendale, California, business executive, professional speaker, cyclist, traveler, Scientologist. Kathy Feshback.
Okay, let's just talk about Kathy Feshback for a
Yes,
second.
let's talk.
Okay, which one is she the mom of?
She's Melissa and Jessica's mom.
Okay,
I believe.
Claire was
No, for sure.
Claire was best friends with her daughter
Yes.
and best friends with her cousin. You actually at the
And
in
her
the wedding
daughter-
party.
And let's not skip over the
Oh yeah,
fact-
no. We'll get to her daughter. We were at the
Gotta put it
wedding.
on both of us.
We were at 2 weddings of the Feshback daughters.
Yes.
And we were friends with Melissa. Melissa used to let me borrow her car at the international headquarters because she was a Feshback kid. Her parents, they had tons of dough. They just bought her a car. And she was one of few people who had a car. Now, this is the craziest thing. She could never drive the car. She wasn't allowed to drive her car for most of the years that she was there. And the reason that she wasn't allowed to drive the car, Claire,
Because she escaped with said car. She escaped from the headquarters in Gilman Hot Springs, California. She drove out the gate. And ironically, of all things, though, you know what she did? It's actually sad.
yeah.
She drove herself to the rehabilitation project course in Los Angeles.
Yeah, you got to put your mic at there.
I know. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, I keep having to move you over
I
because
know.
somehow you keep slipping out of frame. You just keep sliding more and more out. Okay, so
That's funny.
we were very friendly with the Feshbacks,
Yes.
and also, like I said, you were in the wedding party of
Yes.
Katie
Katie.
Feshback.
Yep.
I used to drive Melissa's car all the time.
Katie
Not
was our roommate.
Oh, that's right. We were roommates with Katie Feshback.
Yep.
And I don't want to out the guy, but remember the guy I was telling the story about in the video last week? He was the one married to Katie Feshback.
Yep.
The guy that had the thoughts in the meeting about David Miscavige. You got to go watch you got to watch that Scientology Secrets episode 3 if you want to watch that story. He was married to one of the Feshback gals.
Yep.
Okay. Now, the reason Melissa could never drive her car is because she tried to escape with her car, but then she constantly was having thoughts of leaving. So
Yep.
she could never get okay to drive her car again. And that was the only reason that I got to drive it all the time. So it's funny that that Melissa's mom and Katie's aunt, Kathy, is now on this list.
Yes. Very much.
And we
so.
know there's all kinds of Feshback. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I'm going to say one crazy thing as long as we're talking about the Feshbacks, and then we'll keep going with the list.
Okay.
But aren't the Feshbacks the one where the dad and mom got a divorce and the dad married the babysitter
so
of one of the other families?
yeah.
Like
So
they
it was
mom and a
his-
dad.
Yeah. So they had their
Anyway,
So
that
we-
it doesn't matter. I'm just saying one of the Feshback.
there's 3 brothers.
Yeah.
One of the brothers married somebody who had a daughter already from a prior marriage. So
Yeah.
that became his stepdaughter. That stepdaughter became the babysitter for one of the other brothers who was her step uncle.
And then he married her.
Yep.
And then they had kids.
Yep.
So that's just a 5 seconds venture into the Feshback family, guys. Okay. So let's not get all excited about the project here, Kathy. Okay. Keep going.
Kathy now lives in Clearwater, Florida. She's a mom, philanthropic fundraiser, religious freedom fighter, and guess what? She's a Scientologist. Jill Carmel from Sacramento, California, photographer, gardener, wife, community volunteer, backpacker, and Scientologist. Margie Maselli, Los Angeles, California, singer, songwriter, horseback rider, mom, drug prevention volunteer, Scientologist. Bob Ely, Tahunga, California, claims adjuster, musician, husband, truth disseminator, Scientologist. Samantha Elkin, Los Angeles, California, executive guitarist, mother, athlete. She's also a truth seeker, folks.
Is there another page? Because that's the last page.
Yep, there's one more page.
Okay, I don't have another
Okay, well,
page.
I'll just read the ones. There's not many on this page. Most of them are.
I wanted to see that. Is that Ingrid or the gal that switched names and
Oh,
everything? Where's
no.
she?
Oh, that's on this one. Oh, weird. Okay, yeah. So Noelle Rogers, who was previously Ingrid Rogers on the last document, she is now Noelle Rogers, and she is also a producer, actress, mother, wife, champion of truth.
The thing I wanted to say, though, guys, is if anybody out there knows, I think this woman is Noelle North. If somebody can tell me or not if Noelle Rogers or Ingrid Rogers is also Noelle North. If you look up Noelle North Subway Restaurant or Noelle North anonymous protest, there is a woman named Noelle North. And if you know a Noelle Rogers, and this is the same person, I'd love to know, get in the comments and bleepity bloop that. But I want to say she is an OSA volunteer who kicked a little girl, a girl and her family out of a Subway because they were wearing masks during an anonymous protest. And they left the protest to go to get some sandwiches at a nearby Subway. And Noelle North went in there and had them thrown out of the Subway for some reason.
I remember
If this is Noelle North,
Yeah.
I suspect that Ingrid Rogers, who then morphed into Noelle Rogers, is actually Noelle North.
Yep. All right. So we're down to the last 6, and there's some interesting characters on this one, so we should do it anyway. Jeff O'Mealy, Safety Harbor, Florida, business owner, outdoorsman, golfer, volunteer, father of 6, Scientologist. Joseph Hockman, Los Angeles, California, minister, photographer, father, husband, hospice volunteer, Scientologist. Timothy Baxter, Pipestem, West Virginia, CEO, father and husband, philanthropist, criminal rehabilitation volunteer, Scientologist. Here we go. Jim Meskimen, Glendale, California, writer, journalist, First Amendment advocate, husband, father, Scientologist.
Yeah. So now Jim Meskimen is another one. So Jim Meskimen is a comedian. It doesn't say comedian on here at all. It doesn't say comedian.
He's not funny anymore. That's why.
It says, whoa, shots fired, babe. Wow.
Just stating the facts.
Jim Meskimen. Sorry about that, Jim. I mean, I don't know. That was harsh. I thought you were funny. Writer, journalist, First Amendment advocate, husband, father, Scientologist. He is also an impressionist and a comedian of sorts. I want to say they do like sketch or improv comedy. Jim Meskimen. He was part of a group called was it Upright Citizens, or I don't remember what the name is. They had a little group they were part of. Him, Christopher Smith, Tate Rupert, Tamara Meskimen, his wife, a whole bunch of them. Anyway, he is also was made famous by us in the very I want to say 2007, maybe back in 2007, when we were we would have these things in the early days. We'd have these things called SP parties. We'd find any and all suppressive persons we could find, we could get our hands on, and we'd invite them to a party, and we'd start sharing notes and see what was doing in different places.
Yeah, because you know what we've learned about SPs?
Yeah.
When they talk and compare notes, boy, that is powerful.
And Scientology hates that. So we would have these things, we call them SP parties, and we'd invite all these people together. And we were friends with a ton of Scientologists on Facebook at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like Claire and I probably had like 100 friends each. There were people that were in Scientology, and we were doing all this stuff, but they didn't know who we were because I was blown for good. And so nobody knew Marc Headley was also blown for good. Anyway, regardless, we were causing a lot of problems. And Jim Meskimen was going through our Facebook page and finding every single person who was a Scientologist, and he'd send them a message, and he would say, "Hey, just so you know, you get this guy Marc Headley up on your page here, and he's a not so good guy. He wrote a book about int."
Notice he doesn't say Facebook police.
I know, but he said in there, this is the
Oh.
best part. He said he wrote a book about int. And when he said that, I'm telling you, this dude sold so many of my book to Scientologists.
Yeah.
When he said he wrote a book about int, because in Scientology, they actually call the int base. What do you know what the nickname they call it? Over the rainbow.
Yeah.
They call it over the rainbow because no one's ever been there. No one knows what's there.
Right.
And that's where the great wizard lives in int, at the int base. And so when he said he wrote a book about int, all the Scientologists he was sending this to were like, oh, I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to unfriend him right away.
Yeah.
They'd unfriend me, and then they'd buy a copy of my book, and then they'd message me on some other thing other than Facebook, and we'd get to chatting, and then we'd get them out of Scientology. So, so thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. You've done a lot of great work for our cause, and we would like to say thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
And
on
more
that
of the
note,
same.
on that note, thanks, OSA. You sold a ton of our books with this letter from yesterday as well.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the people that you sent the letter to said, hey, didn't Mark write a book? I would love to read that. I said, you know what? I have a complimentary copy for you right here. And they were like, oh, I'm going to be reading it this weekend. So interesting. Yeah. So there you go. Okay. That was Jim Meskimen.
Is that the end, or there's more?
There are two more.
Oh, I don't have any of these, so I just put the main camera
There are
back up.
two more.
Read the
worth
last one.
speaking about Paris Morphopoulos.
No
Clearwater,
way.
Florida.
He wasn't on the first one?
He was not.
Oh, you guys have got to look up. We've got to put a link to Paris. There's a Paris I don't know how to say.
Morphopoulos.
Morphopoulos. He did a video.
I pronounced it right.
He did a good job, babe. I'll give you a sticker after this. This guy did a video with Mark Bunker. We've got to find that video, put a link to it in the description. He basically, Paris is an OSA operative and has been for decades because he's an OT. He knows about Xenu and the body thetans.
Mm-hmm.
Have I ever mentioned what a great band name that would be? Anyway, he
It's
knows all
Friday
about.
night, folks. I'm sorry. It's, as I mentioned, it's been a long week and we weren't planning to be here.
Yeah.
But OSA, you made us do it.
He knows all about Xenu and the body thetans, and he knows they let him engage with critics like he did with Mark Bunker, the Lisa McPherson days. He did a lot of work. He even, when Mark Bunker was on city council, and Mark Bunker, Paris is on the Clearwater. It's like some business. He used to be. I don't know if they have it still. Business development committee, or some. It's basically just a giant time suck, waste of time.
I have to just say, I'm going to go back and read this chat. KB, I'm happy to be in the Truth Giver group and would love to be a cat wrangler. LOL.
Cat
It's
wrangler.
just the best.
Happy to be in the truth. Would love to be a cat wrangler. Wouldn't that be so funny if somebody did that?
Yes.
SP
Coffee first.
SP
Always. SP lover, BFG supporter, committee of evidence hater, floating needle doubter.
Yeah.
Boom. There we go.
Oh my God. I am just realizing that the chat
I know, guys, we
looks like-
haven't been following the chat very closely
looks
because
like
we've
the
been
chat's
reading
gone out.
all this nonsense.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'll go back and catch up.
Looks
because
like the
this has
chat's been
fun.
very spicy tonight. Looks like tons of fun. Okay. Are there any more?
Okay, there's one
Paris.
last one. Paris
Unbelievable.
Morphopoulos, last of this cast of bandits. Jeff Murphy, Los Angeles, California, paralegal, researcher, amateur historian, and Scientologist. There you
Okay,
go.
that's the
Those are
end.
the additions.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, if you know who any of these folks are, or if you like just wasting your time on the internet looking for people, or if you got like that was the other funny thing, is that certain people in their work may have access to certain databases, or, Scientology does this all the time. They go, oh, you work at Verizon? Oh, we've got some questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing you know, your phone's cloned. Anyway, but if somebody works at the post office, or somebody works at this place, or works at the Wells Fargo, or works at, so they get info on people. But in the chat, and we've seen this on our channel a ton of times, some of these people, they're paralegals, or they're private investigators, or they're whatever, they're in that world, and they can just look, they have one of these, Nexus, Lexus people databases, and they just jam all these people into that thing, and then we just get pages and pages of reports. So if you're one of those folks, if you're still out there, we appreciate it when you do that. And also sometimes we find out these people aren't exactly who they say they are, or if you really find out who they are, you're like, oh my God, this is the guy that did this, or this is the guy that did this. You got to look at Tony's blog. There was one of these guys who blew up a political office and burn up a car dealership, and he was a Scientologist.
Yep.
And his mom was like the executive at the local Albuquerque or
yes.
Scientology organization.
Go read about it at theundergroundbunker.com. But I did want to mention too that, so we talked about the signatures and the names that were on the first letter, or one of the earlier letter from 2023.
Yeah.
And now the new letter from 2025.
Yeah.
It's worth noting they are, of course, the exact same signatures. So again, if you were on the first list of signatures and you've now left Scientology and want to talk to us about this, please do.
Oh, you mean the signatures? They're just
it's an
like
exact
a digital
replica.
thing. So
Yeah.
they just added a bunch more people.
That's right.
We don't even know. I mean, we would love to know if you were on one of the old list and you're not on there anymore. We would love to know, like, did you know about the letter? Did they tell you about the letter? Do they just put your names on all letters that comes out from this place? And
did you even ever sign anything ever?
Well, but also, are there other people out there who've gotten letters from the Stanley?
Right.
I've never seen one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I've never seen one of these letters. Do the Stanley write letters to anybody else? Does anybody have a copy of a Stanley letter that you got or somebody got for somebody else? Is it?
Right.
Are we the only people who
unique?
get letters? I mean, I don't know what's going on here, guys. I don't. These guys
To
are.
be honest, I mean, as much as so we are the intended audience of this letter. They're intending to screw with us.
Yes, 100%.
And mess with us. But the way that we take it, because we've been speaking out about Scientology for a while, we just take it as a pat on the back, like, hey, good job, keep going, do more. Thus, we're here on Friday night.
Remember when I said we get that warm, fuzzy feeling? Well, we don't always hear from people all the time. Sometimes the aftermath, we help people through the aftermath. Yep. And then sometimes people write into the channel, or we also have the podcast. We get all these people listening to the podcast. I think we're up to like 10,000 downloads a week on the podcast, which is amazing. 10,000 people is 10,000 people. But every once in a while, we find out one of these people is a Scientologist. And they write in, they say, you know what? I've been listening to your podcast for like 2 years. And I love Scientology. I was like, this can't be this. I mean, we were there for 15 years at the headquarters. We can tell you stories for 15 years. Actually, something happened every day.
But technically, we did the math on this one time because of the hours we worked.
Oh,
we have 30 years of stories.
Yeah.
Because,
that's right. And we also were
15 years of stories would be premised on 8 hours of 8 hours a day, right? Yeah.
And also, there was so many crazy things happening all the time that a lot of times we'll talk to somebody from there, and then they'll remind us of a whole like 10 other things that happened that we just totally forgot about because just everything was insane. So it's hard to, when even sometimes we're telling people about something and they go, why have you ever talked about this? We're like, it was like a Tuesday. This happened like once a month for 8 years.
I hadn't slept in a month. I was a little brain dead. The brain tissues, I was still recovering from all that nonsense. So my bad.
Anyway, so the other thing I wanted to say is, because a lot of people write and they say, I'm really sorry they do this to you. And I'm really sorry they put out the hate videos and all that. You can't worry. I mean, there's billions of people on the planet. Why would you want to worry yourself and be thinking about what like a couple hundred think? Who cares? It's a couple hundred people.
Right.
In the overall scheme of things, no one cares what those 100 people think. No one cares. But there's people that are being hurt, thousands of people that are being abused, and they're working for no money and doing all this other stuff so David Miscavige can live like a king, and it's horrible. If you worked at the place where we worked, it's miserable. It literally, people have ended themselves because they couldn't leave that place. It's happened many times.
Yeah.
So if we can help those people get out, that'd be great. That they talk shit about us on the internet is kind of okay, that means we're doing our jobs. That means we're getting the work done.
And also it accomplishes two things in my mind that they are completely oblivious of. Number one, if they are the fastest growing religion in the world and blah, 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 blah,
millions of members.
How on earth do they have time to send a letter about Mark and I, who left 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Seriously?
That's right. It's 20. This is our 20-year anniversary.
Yes.
20 years we haven't been there. And they're Wonder Twins powers activate. And they're talking shit about us to our clients about a picture that also was from 20 years
Right.
ago.
And guess what? Not only are they showing how they use their tax exempt dollars, but also they're showing everybody that they send these letters to
Yeah.
exactly how much of a cult they are.
Yeah, and also that they do exactly what we say they do.
Correct.
We've been saying,
Exactly.
we said this is what they do. They jack with
they
you.
fair game. They try to destroy your lives. Yeah, right here, folks. As of April 17th, 2025.
Is there a Masterson on there? Wait, is Walter Masterson related in any way to Danny Masterson? Serious question.
Oh, I don't think there's a Walter Masterson. There's a Walter, but I think it's a different last name. We'll take a look closer.
Yeah. Either way, we put them up there. But that's what we want to know. We want to know what you guys think. Who are these people? What are their deals? Do we get anybody got any hot skinny on these folks?
Yep.
If you get us some hot skinny and it's worth talking about, we'll do another video and we'll say, hey, we got an update on Blippity Blooper. We got Ingrid Rogers Noel North gal is the one you thought it was. And let's talk about her. Maybe we'll put the link to the subway video and all that happy hoo-ha.
Yep. I love Linda P. Golan's comment. She says, we need a contest. Best self-description.
Best self-description.
I love that.
Yeah, people are going to now start writing in the chat, like Betsy Sue, mother, sister, brother, my aunt, uncle. Just going to be like, everybody's just going to list everything they can possibly
Truth
list.
Digger.
Truth
Don't be a
digger.
seeker, be a digger.
Truth duster offer.
Truth reinventor.
Truth fluffer.
Truth definer.
Yeah, they've already, Claire says we've been doing that.
Oh, nice.
Hey, thanks for the
Nice.
beard love. Longer look. Mark's
Nice.
beard is tremendous.
Yeah, so let's do a few comments and then we'll do our giveaway. And while you pull that up, shout out to Clara and Catherine, our amazing mods. Thanks to everyone joining us this fine Friday night for our OSA Scientology Secrets update.
Scientology Exposed. We need a contest best self-description.
There we go. That would be pretty epic.
That's the comment Claire was talking about. Okay.
Okay, love it. Singer, songwriter, musician, cat owner, coffee drinker, bakes bread. Loves it. Love it. Oh my gosh. All right, Sudi, what's a human rights activist and a child activist doing in that cult? Exactly. Not any of that. That's for sure.
This is, guys, this is a perfect example of the bubble these guys are in.
Completely.
It's insane.
Yeah.
You got child activists in there, and it's like, hey, what about the kids in the Sea organization down at the place where you go every night?
Yeah, it's like
that are 14 years old. They're working 120 hours a
Yeah,
week and pulling all-nighters.
Right. Miss Child Activist, let me tell you what it's like to grow up in the cadet organization. You are not going to want to hear any of it, believe you me. All right. Love it. Backpacker. What, on your Sunday morning, few hours off? Yeah, exactly. Seriously. Oh my God. Jackson Moorhead in the house. Hey, you too. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, Jackson.
Haggis Basher F. Sciento. They do realize that makes them complicit in defamation. Yes, completely. I think. Melanie Johnson. Some of those titles seem kind of contradictory. Human rights advocate while you're trafficking humans. Yeah, exactly. Completely. That's the bubble. 420 audits Ireland. She escaped in a car and drove to another Scientology building. She did. I know. It was very sad. That's Melissa Feshback.
Yeah.
Because the reason why is because her parents were in Scientology. So she was so desperate to get off that property that she literally just escaped.
She basically, if you escape from the international headquarters, there is an L. Ron Hubbard thing that says you have to get declared and a suppressive person. And the lesser evil of that is that you just go to the religious, the rehabilitation project force. So if you're in the Sea Org, if you don't get declared a suppressive person, usually the only other possible route is that you go to this reprogramming camp for many, many years. And then maybe you can go back into the Sea Org after that's over and be a regular Sea Org member again. And so when she left, because her entire family is in Scientology, she knew that if she got declared, she would never see her family again. So she drove to the location where the Rehabilitation Project Force was.
Yeah.
And said, I just want to do this. I'm going here. And then guess what? Here's the kicker. They didn't let her do the Rehabilitation Project Force.
No.
They made her go back to the property, which is the thing she didn't want to do.
Yeah. And the other kicker is the other reason she wanted to go to the Rehabilitation Project Force in Los Angeles is because her husband was there. She was like 19 at the time. They'd been married for 2 years, of which you don't remember this?
Which husband?
Nathaniel.
Oh, that's right. Because he got assigned to LA.
Yes.
So he was at the base. They get transferred to LA.
Yes. So she was 19, had been married for like 2 years, and had
right.
been with her
totally
husband
forgot
for maybe
about
2
that.
months and couldn't even see him ever.
She was Melissa Epps. Was it Melissa
Yes.
Epstein?
Yes.
Because she was married to Nathaniel.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
I totally forgot about that.
I know.
I think they ended up getting a divorce though.
Yeah. Well.
And then she was still at the property and he was still in LA.
Yeah.
I think he's still in Los Angeles to this day.
Probably.
I think somebody took a picture and they saw him in one. Anyway, okay, let's keep going. Mitch.
Mitch, I always suspected Mark couldn't hold his booze.
Okay, just for the record. Okay, Mitch, we'll do a drink off next time we're together. Next time we'll go
No, you don't
rum
need
and
to do
coke to
that.
rum
Come
and
on.
coke, and so we'll see. Jeez Louise, monkey cheese.
Uh,
Okay, here we go.
okay. Harvey Denton. I love how they always use the anti-religious bigot line. They really have nothing else. Exactly. That's what I said. I know. I'm like, wow, really? OSA sucks to suck. Mitch Brisker, except the Anti-Defamation League stands up for LGBTQIA and human rights abuses in general. They should be ashamed to even mention the ADL. Yep.
Did they mention the ADL in there?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I have to look again.
Okay, keep going.
KJE11. And what about the continued cover-up of various SA charges committed by Sea Org members? Karma will come.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. And the whole Danny Masterson thing. I
Right.
mean, it's just like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I know. Literally. Buck Buddy, DM is envious of Claire's height. He wishes he was tall enough for the adult rides at Disneyland.
It's true, guys. He's definitely this is a small world, right?
It's a small world.
That's-
Trisha Cowden, I'm looking at the timing. Is it possible they are paying more attention since Mike Rinder's death? It is very possible. Yeah. Melanie Johnson, question: do they get capes to go along with these titles? Yeah, exactly. Seriously, my working theory is that these people they sign a thing that says they'll contribute to these letters as part of a liability formula, and this is them making amends to get back into good standing as Scientologists for thinking about leaving said cult. That's my theory. Gretchen Philly, thanks for the super sticker. AGT Mom, question: did you say more billboards are going up? Stay tuned. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be talking a lot about this.
Yeah,
lots more to come.
We're doing a fundraiser for the Aftermath tomorrow. We want to get as many people on there as possible. And we're going to have some special guests, which you guys, if you guys have been watching the channel or if you watched any of our older videos, you'll know a lot of these special guests. But we're going to have, I think we've got like 3 or 4 people lined up right now, right? At least. That we're going to have on for little like segments.
Yeah, and it will be a dedicated hour of Foundation news updates. That is 100% a fundraiser, which means that all the funds, YouTube covers the fees, and all the funds go directly to support the Michael J. Rinder Aftermath Foundation.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's going to be awesome.
Yep. Longer look. Killer YouTube commenter.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, that was his title that he was going to put.
Oh, there we go.
They're
Killer
still-
YouTube.
They're still doing that.
I love
They're still
it.
going. That hasn't stopped at all.
Paralyzed to paralyzed. Joe Sainto, tied shoelace advocate, random litter picker upper or creator, ball thrower, cat dad, Scientologist. I love it.
Small amount of saliva routine swallower.
If we do a contest, then it should be like all the titles, and it should end with not a Scientologist.
Yeah. Okay, here's one more.
All right. Xenoite, cat wrangler, seeker of carbs in pizza form, warrior of blown for good watcher. Nice. I love it. That's the best.
Okay, let's see if there's anything else
Oh,
in
look,
here.
Dr. X is here.
Oh, there's
Hey,
Dr. X.
Is the fake Navy Davy slush in Mark's background in reference to Mark's photo they sent out with the letter?
Yeah, I guess one of those dudes took
Oh,
a
yeah.
hit. He's definitely wiped out.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
The cat might have been
I was
in
just
here
gonna
messing
say.
with him.
Oh, let's see, it's like
Oh,
a chain reaction.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is. Oh, they're all gonna.
Oh no, like a
The whole
feather.
cluster is falling apart
Like a
now.
feather. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus.
Oh no. Oh no.
Jesus. Oh God. Okay, get back. These guys are unruly back here.
All right, there you go.
Okay, here we go.
Clara says, Mark casually destroying the set. Exactly.
Hey, Dr. X, thanks. Yeah, look, oh my goodness, look at this. See, hot skinny coming fast, hot and
Catherine, Nathaniel Epstein was last married to Kate Krieger. Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Back in, what was that, like 2006? Mark and I made a list of all the divorces in the Sea organization.
Oh my God.
It's
What
crazy.
was it? It was hundreds of divorces.
Yeah.
Hundreds at a place that only had like 450 to 600 people kind of back at, well, maybe 800 people at its peak. There's 800 people, but there were hundreds and hundreds of divorces between people. There was gals there that were married. I want to say
6 or 7 times.
6 or 7
easily.
times.
Yeah. And in a cult
That's a
that
bit much.
professes to have
I don't know.
the technology
me.
to
It's just
save
me.
any relationship.
Yeah, that's the one. That's our master of relationship, wife number 5.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. Ridiculous.
Yeah, Dr. Epps is getting a lot of love in the comments here.
Hey, awesome. Hope everyone had a great Good Friday. Awesome. KB, hey, Dr. X. Nice. Catherine, hi, Dr. X. Dr. X. Our love to Dr. Paul, Dr. X. There you go.
Yes. Oh my God. I stumbled onto this, guys. Somebody sent me a link. I haven't been on there's a Discord thing where they talk about Scientology. I had been on there forever. And I went on there and there's like, I want to say hundreds and hundreds of pictures of the fake Navy Davy and the Mike Rinder bobblehead just everywhere, like in 50 different airports.
Yeah.
Monuments. I think some of them are AI, but a lot of them you can see the person holding it in the picture.
Yeah.
But there's like
that was from the no, I know. It's
gazillions of pictures of the bobbleheads and the fake Navy Davies adventuring around in places.
Yeah, I love this one. Gilles says, bumper sticker, my other car is a Xenu spaceship.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
I like that.
I'm trying to get some new. We put the aftermath stickers. No, the bumper stickers.
Yeah, I know. We're going to talk about that tomorrow.
Anyway, you can get aftermath bumper stickers now. But we're going to try to get some Xenu as my homeboy. Hail Xenu. What would Xenu do?
Mm-hmm.
Xenu and the Body Thetans. Have I ever mentioned what an amazing band name that would be? We could get some like a little Xenu and the Body Thetans, like
you're making me feel like I'm in Groundhog Day, right?
Like a band. Just make merch for this band that doesn't exist. We could have concert dates and everything. It would be amazing. Anyway, so we're gonna do some new Xenu stuff, and we do have the bumper stickers figured out. It took me a bit, but we were able to figure out how to do it. They do have stickers. Oh, the dogs just showed up. The dog just burst into the studio, and hey, how are you guys doing?
He's all excited.
It's snowing outside.
Okay,
So.
put the camera on you while I put them outside.
Here, I'll go to the Oh, they missed him. I went, go bring him back in here so the guys can see what the dogs look like. Here we go. Bella, Max, come in. I'll put it on the background thing so you can see it. That's Bella. She's a German Shepherd. Hey, Max, come on. Come here.
They're all excited.
All right. And this is Max. He's a mutt. Actually, boy. Okay, out. Go. Oh my God, the dogs came in the stream. That's the first time that's happened. I think the cats have broken into the stream, but Max knows how to open doors. So there's not really, if it has a flat handle, he can open it and close it and any door in the house he wants.
Yep.
So
it's dinner time and probably the kids didn't feed
oh
them.
yeah. There you go. Claire's here. The dogs are starving. Okay, what were we doing? Oh, here we go. Recast
Okay.
Tom Cruise in Edge of Tomorrow with Mark. That's just because I keep saying the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Crazy Cozy.
I'm
says-
reading Crazy Cozy. Can they manipulate phones? Who are we
Yes,
talking about?
they have.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes, they have cloned people's. That has happened. Phones have been cloned, tracked, traced, intercepted.
And when we were living in LA, we would get letters. It happened at least 3 or 4 times, where we would get a letter from the phone company saying, "As you requested, we mailed a copy of your phone records."
Yeah, if we never got a copy of them.
No.
So they'd
and nor
intercept
did we
it.
request a record of the phone records. So
Yeah.
then that's when we started researching if witness protection was an option.
And to be fair, in one of the spy files, in one of the first or something, I don't remember what order it was in, but in one of the spy files, we'll find it. We'll put a link in the description. They had all my phone records for months and months and months, and
Yeah.
they had the detail of the call and what was talked about.
Yeah,
in
and they
their-
also had copies of every fax that we had sent too. Remember?
Yes,
Yeah.
they had it. They were intercepting our faxes somehow.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, all kinds of nonsense. Glad I was here for the Max break-in. My cat also opens doors by jumping up to the handle.
There you
Yes.
go. Exactly.
Yes, I love how they both just came in. We pet them and they laughed,
And
and,
then
it
they
was
leave.
like,
They're like,
okay.
all right, we got booted out.
no, we'll get some food later.
Yeah, they were waiting for us patiently outside the door until Max got impatient for dinner.
Okay, it
So,
says, when are you
question.
doing?
When are you doing
Oh,
Going Claire merch?
oh yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, yeah.
We never thought about that.
We never thought about
Don't you
that.
have? Don't you have? Oh, it's Claire Bear.
Claire Bear. Yeah, we have Claire Bear merch. Though I think I have to re-add the hoodie that I was wearing the other day. There's Claire Bear Tumbler. But yeah, we'll get on that. Great idea. I love it.
Okay.
Okay. Do you guys still meet up with Leah Remini to work on getting people out of Scientology? Absolutely. She's an amazing person. And yes. Buttons, do you think any of the celebrities that are a part of Scientology will ever leave the church? Well, Leah did, and others have. Jason Begay did. So yeah, there's
It's possible. It's always
Absolutely.
possible. And
There's-
also, the more stuff that comes out, the more people that learn about Scientology, the kind of more uncool it is to be in Scientology, obviously, because they're, it's a little wild over there.
There's been some high profile people that have left recently.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll announce it in their own time. But we were there for them, so there you go. Yay, Clara at Love It. Yep, the Foundation News and Updates stream is still on for tomorrow, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Oh, here's one last one.
Okay, Shannon Graves coming soon to Red Rock. Xeno and the Body Thetans.
That's true.
Yay!
That's totally the first concert T-shirt I'm going to do. Is I'm going to do a Red Rocks one.
There we go. That would be
Great.
amazing.
Great idea. Shannon.
Awesome. Yes.
Okay. Should we do the thing?
Yeah, let's
we
do the
thing?
draw, and then we'll let everybody get back to this fine Friday night, and
Okay, I have
we'll
to
see
figure out-
everybody
I
tomorrow.
have to figure out how to do this.
Okay.
I did it. Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay.
Draw.
Oh yeah, I got to go up to the screen to do that part. Okay, here we go. And we got a 101. That's the number of
Nice.
entries. Good job, guys.
Yay,
Oh, you know
awesome.
what? I might have to refresh that. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know if I refresh it. Will it go everybody away? Oh, I had to do it here. Oh no.
Oh boy,
Oh yeah, I did it. I got it. I boofed the doof on that one.
this thing is
Oh no,
challenging.
it did it. It went away. See, only 28.
Oh what? Oh no,
I know.
really?
That's a
Uh-oh.
bummer.
Okay,
a
quick
bummer.
comment. Because you tell everybody.
Yeah.
We'll do a few more.
It booted 70 people.
questions. Sorry,
I'm gonna
guys.
do 28. We'll do
Okay.
two. We'll do a bunch.
Okay.
Screw
enough.
it. We'll do a bunch. It's Friday.
Comment if you'd like to be included. We're
It's
sorry,
Friday.
guys. We had technical difficulties.
Jess
and-
will go.
Yay!
Activate. PT's
Please
activate.
activate. Congratulations, Jess. Send me an email, claire@blownforgood.com, with a link to what you would like from either the BFG merch store or the SP Shop merch store, and I will get that off to you.
Awesome. Oh, it's already gone up to. Oh, the entries are going crazy now. Here
Oh,
we go.
okay, good. So
Do it
let's
again.
just do a few more comments. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
fair
we'll do
enough.
another one. Then we'll do a few comments. And we'll do
Okay.
another one.
Sorry, guys. Sorry
'Cause
to
I boofed
everyone
it.
who accidentally got boofed out of the. This makes up for the last
It's
time.
just
I boofed
one
it.
comment each,
Jessica
so.
La Barba.
There you go. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Ooh, they really. That was a lot of confetti. Was that more confetti than the last one?
I don't know.
StreamYard. I think you were a little skimpy on the confetti on the last gal. You went all dump 2 or 3 loads on Jessica here.
Yes. All right, Jessica, shoot me an email, claire@blowforgood.com with a link to what you'd like. And congratulations on winning. And thank you for participating.
To be fair, I must say, I have to admit this. I do get on Claire about doing so many giveaways. So the fact that we're doing
know, that's
multiple
why I was
giveaways.
like, wow, you're like trigger happy over here.
It's Friday. It's Friday. We really did have a great week, guys. We
Yeah.
When Scientology gets going, it is shitty. I can't not say it's not shitty.
Yep.
Because then it's just another weird, awkward conversation I have to have with a vendor or a client.
Which is mostly me. But,
Yeah, it's most. But I did get. Oh, I don't know if I said that. So you got the email.
Yeah.
But then I got
one.
another email.
Yeah.
Did we say that?
No, we didn't.
Okay,
So,
so then
it's at least 2.
so Claire got an email.
Oh, and
then I got an email. I got to tell you guys this. I got an email from a very it's a big client.
If he said the name, you would absolutely know it without.
Oh, 100%. Every single person knows this company. It's not possible that you're watching this and you don't know this company.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yep.
And if you guys want to be like super investigators, you can go to my company's website and you can look it up. It's not hard to figure out what my company is and what my website is, and then go look at the companies that I do work for.
Yep.
But I got an email from that company, and they were like, "What the hell?" And they know me, and they also, I think they've read the book. I think that person that they sent the letter to has read my book.
Yes, they have.
And that person knows the whole story. And I actually had dinner with this person while we were at the site doing the job.
Yep.
And we were at a restaurant for like an hour or two. And she was asking me all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And she'd also seen the show.
Yep.
And so, I mean, guys, it's kind of crazy that
Yeah.
that's the one that got that. No, and this is the other crazy part is this person is the public relations person for the company. That's their job.
Yeah.
That's their job, is to be the public relations person for the company where we did the work.
But also, hold on. There's a part that I wanted to mention. So they had this list has been on your website for a while.
Yeah.
So now,
For 10
years later,
years.
on a Thursday, they decide, oh, let's pick it up and send some more emails.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah, they sent the emails at Thursday before 2:00 as well.
That was my theory, but one of them was sent at 3:40 p.m. Pacific time. It's probably false reported in their stats.
That's true. Or they could be just getting going for next week's stats early.
True. And that never happens.
I know. It's like
Yeah,
after
that's not a
Thursday,
thing.
2:00, that whole
It's not a
afternoon
thing.
is like,
Catherine will agree with me. That's not a thing. Nobody is hustling at 2:05 p.m. for next week's stats. That just doesn't happen. Come on now.
this was 3:49, babe. It was
I know,
3:49.
I know, but I was like, oh, I got it. They decided to dust off the handling and pick up and send out some more emails.
I forgot to say this, and Code Monkey just mentioned this.
Yeah.
Then I put Catherine's comment. JV probably yelled at someone to do it. Oh,
True.
100%.
Yeah.
They can't do, like when Dave says you guys got to do this and you got to do that, and then they do it, and that happened in 2023.
Yeah.
They can't do it. I mean, they could do it again randomly, I guess, but they wouldn't unless he said, hey, we need to send whoever you guys sent that letter to before. That didn't make any difference. Go through their website again and see if
And
there's somebody
send
else we
the
can send it
same
to.
letter,
Yeah,
because that makes total
well,
sense.
that last letter was probably the approved letter, and so it was the approved letter. So they want to change the letter, but they did
that
it.
was so ineffective. You need to send more.
They added 2 paragraphs. That has to get approved. You can't just be adding 2 paragraphs willy nilly.
They're
And they
terrible paragraphs.
added another bunch of super moms and super uncles and freaking Wonder Twins and great grandmothers and
Seekers
shit.
of truth and champions of truth.
Yeah.
and
Anyway,
champions of truth who change their
so
names.
think about that, guys. You're the head of a cult that's got millions and millions of people, but
And
you
billions
give
of dollars.
and billions of. They do have the billions of dollars part,
They do.
They don't have millions of members.
people.
but they got some billions of dollars. But
Yeah.
just pretend you got billions of dollars, and there's 2 people on the internet on YouTube talking shit about you. If you've got
Dave.
millions and millions of members, what do you care about 2 people on the interwebs
Right.
talking about you?
Yes.
But if you got 20,000 people and we get easily 20,000 views a week on the
Mhm.
channel, and
Yep.
there's a whole bunch of those that are Scientologists,
Yep.
then now we got a problem. There's no way this happens. No way OSA can do stuff without David Miscavige either ordering that they do it, telling somebody to tell them to do it,
Mhm.
or telling somebody else to do it, and then they use OSA to do it. There's no way this happens without David Miscavige, fake Navy Davy himself, ordering it or having some involvement in it. And 100% he's getting updated. We sent this letter to these guys. We sent this letter to these guys. And then they did a video about it. And here's the video.
Mhm.
And they admitted to this and they admitted to that. And they said this. And now we have this. This is all happening right now, guys. Somebody at OSA is watching this video
Hi,
and
OSA.
keeping notes.
You can
This
get out.
is crazy time,
Yeah.
guys. This is basically an OSA op in real time.
Yep.
You're listening to me tell you exactly what's happening.
This is what they did yesterday.
This is April 17th. It's April 18th.
Yep.
We're gonna do, and this is also right before we've got this big aftermath fundraiser on Saturday.
Mhm.
We've got some
We have a
amazing.
huge announcement coming on Monday.
Yes, we have. Yeah, and we have all. I really wish we could tell you guys some of the things that we
Stay
have been
tuned.
working on,
Stay tuned.
but I'm going for the single for this one. Listen, guys, we have between now, let's say 2025 and 2027, we have so many amazing things that are happening, and Scientology thinks they know what's going on, and they have no idea what's going on. And the amount of Scientologists that we're talking to, the amount of people that we're helping get out, the things that are going on behind the scenes, the things that are being worked on, projects that are going are gonna be amazing. And if you want to know about those things, hit the bell notification and subscribe down below. Okay, let's do another giveaway. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, we're going to go back up to this guy. It always does that. And then I always have to do that. And then we're going to draw again. I'm not touching any buttons. I'm just going to say
Perfect.
draw again. And it's drawing again. Robert, they threw you right in there. Dr. X. Oh, see, you can see a lot. Catherine.
Nice.
Oh, whoa, Jeff almost got longer look.
Longer look. There we go.
Oh,
Awesome.
Big commenter tonight.
Congratulations,
And
longer look.
He got it. I mean,
Yep.
we did do 3 giveaways and there were more than 100 between all 3. So I think I unboofed the boof. Anyway, look at Clara over here. I got to go.
Killer YouTube commenter.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations, longer look. Send me an email, claire@bloomberg.com with the item of your choosing, and I will get that sent to you. Clara, spill the tea, Mark. It's just us, your 277 closest YouTube friends.
Yeah, we're actually up to,
We're at $3.99.
well, that's how many comments I think there are.
No,
right?
that's viewers right now.
Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
live viewers.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Hey.
Because we also see Twitter and Facebook and
Yep.
Twitch. That's true. I didn't think about that. I
you go.
never could figure out why that was always more than YouTube because it's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 120 people watching on X right now as well. Just so you
Nice.
know, hey guys, watching on X.
Hey.
That's where I do watch a ton of videos. I watch a ton of videos on YouTube too.
Yeah. I do.
Okay, yes, Clara. Okay, good. Okay, what time tomorrow? It's 3 p.m.
Mountain
Standard
Standard
Time.
Time.
You guys got to
is
do the math if
2
you're in.
p.m. Pacific Time. It is 4 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. And that's what I got for right now on tap. So
Code Monkey says more people watching now than at the int base.
that's true.
Yeah, we have
exactly.
Yeah, we literally have 400 people watching right
Yeah,
now.
that's crazy.
Awesome. If you look at the live stream, which is up, I'll tell you in your time zone.
It'll tell you. Oh,
Or
yeah.
it'll
that's
tell
right.
you. Oh, yeah, you're
Great
right.
comment,
We'll
Clara.
put
Thank you.
We'll put a link in the description.
But we have a link on YouTube. And if you go to that link, it
Yeah.
will tell you what time.
Yeah, and then you can also just subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. The other thing is we want to do thanks, Clara. We also want to do a thing where we're trying to get as many people to subscribe to the Aftermath channel, because if the Aftermath channel can get, is it 10,000 subscribers, then they can do a fundraiser, and then we can all just link to the Aftermath's fundraiser. We can still the Aftermath is set up as a nonprofit on YouTube,
Yep.
So even when we do a fundraiser on our channel or on Amy Scobie's channel or any of the other channels that are part of this.
Yeah, we actually set up this the fundraiser for tomorrow so that any channel that wants to support it can.
Yes, that's
Yep.
exactly correct. Any channel can support the fundraiser that we're doing. And all of the proceeds for the donations for the fundraiser go to the Aftermath Foundation. None of the people in the Aftermath take a salary. None of the board members that are part of the board of the Michael J. Rinder Aftermath Foundation, none of us take a salary to work on the Aftermath.
Yep.
So the amount of money that goes towards helping people get out and helping people get back on their feet, it's like 99.9% of the goes to that.
Yep.
Okay, great. Anything else? We did it all, right?
We did it.
We did the stuff.
We got you up to speed on all
There's
the
the-
nonsense for the week. And tomorrow will be fun-filled, action-packed hour of Foundation news updates.
It will be. And guys, guess what? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you're listening on the podcast, we're not going to stop doing what we're doing. Scientology is just going to either have to stop messing with people or just let people go or whatever. But if they keep doing hate websites and they keep sending letters and they keep putting out nonsense, we're going to keep doing this. And we're your Batman, Joker. That's how it's going to be. If you want to, if there's no Joker, there's no Batman. If there's no Batman, there's no Joker. But as long as you're there, we're still going to do it. That's how.
So long as there's people being abused, we're here for it.
Yeah. I
To
don't
to
tell you.
expose
It's getting.
and talk about it, and all you have to do is stop OSA.
Yeah, we don't know how many things you have to do to know that whatever you're doing, it ain't working. You got to do
Yep.
something different.
Yep.
Anyway,
Or just
guys.
stop.
Yeah, or just it's all good, guys.
Bye.
We will see you. I got to push buttons.
See you
Push
tomorrow.
that button. Until next time. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to help support the channel, feel free to check out the merch store link in the description. We have Hail Xenu, Xenu is my homeboy, and BFG branded mouse pads, shirts, mugs, all sorts of other stuff in there that helps us to bring you new content on a regular basis. You can also pick up a copy of my book, Blown for Good, Behind the Iron Curtain of Scientology, in hardback, Kindle, and Audible versions as well. There's also a link to our podcast, and you can get that on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to watch another video, you can click on this link right here, or you can click on this one here, or you can click on the subscribe button right here. Thanks a lot. Until next time.